Make sure that you visit our website at www.opusmanagement.us. While you're at it, if you find value in today's stream, we appreciate you following us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, or LinkedIn, or simply tell a friend about our live stream. This live stream is about topics that are trending in business, business apps, ERP systems, social media, and marketing, all pertaining to the Opus management of Opus apps, X apps, and digital workplace designs. Each week, we'll deliver the best topics in business. And today, I am your host. My name is Jeff Botker, client consultant for Opus Management. So today, we're going to kind of dive into food tech. Food tech, what's that? What comes to mind when you think about that? Do you think about going through the grocery store and checking out your own groceries? Some may think that at first, but actually what it means is, according to Wikipedia, if I said that right, food technology is a branch of food science that deals with the production, preservation, quality control, and research and development of the food products. So early scientific research information, food technology concentrated on food preservation. So as we grow as a population, right, we're all needing different ways to eat, obviously, but also some of the staples that we have, especially right now with inflation, are very expensive. So there's always some kind of a way to figure out a way to get these marketed and get them out there, some alternatives for healthy eating, right? So some of the examples of food tech would be vegetable proteins and synthetic meat. So synthetic meat, we talked about automation in the supermarkets and restaurants. Supermarkets we touched on a little bit. Restaurants would be like if you go to anywhere right now, like a grocery store, a restaurant, or maybe like a Starbucks or some fast food place. You can either order ahead on your app, right? Or you can scan a QR code and get the menu right on your cell phone. So it just depends on what method you use for that, but you're able to kind of get into the times with purchasing whatever food that you have. So, vegetable proteins, if you think about that, lentils, for example, have 17.86 grams per cup of protein, which I thought was interesting. And then, they also have, if you've ever gone to sushi, they have edamame, is 18 grams of protein per cup. So just depending on what you eat, a lot of people oftentimes think that we need a ton of protein, a ton of meat, but actually we can get those from vegetables as well. So moving on to the synthetic meat, what is that exactly made of, right? So you think of lab-grown meat, sounds pretty gross, but if you think about also all the restaurants and things that are out there in the world, right, they're finding ways to be more eco-friendly and that sort of thing. So it is actually made from growing muscle cells in nutrient serum and encouraging them into like muscle fibers. So, who's ready for a synthetic supper, right? Personalized diets are another food tech kind of topic there. So we've heard of Slim Fast, right? For the last 40 years or 30 years or so. Nutrisystem, Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers, and of course, keto. Everybody's either tried or know a friend that's tried keto diet. It's either worked really well or failed miserably after 6 months of being on it or whatever. And then we've all been exposed to diet companies claiming that they found the solution to our weight loss, right? So people that are drinking like diet Coke or diet sodas. I have a Canada Dry right here. It's zero sugar. So I don't know if it's probably terrible for me, but it's zero sugar. So their marketing is working because I don't want that extra sugar. But also, I recently went to a nutritionist, and the best approach is still portion control, right? Calories in, calories out, and then what you eat, making sure you have that rainbow of vegetables and fruits and things like that in your diet. And then also, just kind of looking at, your diet and exercise, how you're kind of monitoring that. And then another kind of food tech piece that we can use, and I've said this before on here, but is there's an app that you can download called FitnessPal. And basically what you do is you go around with your cell phone and you can scan whatever food that you're eating, right? And so you could scan that piece of food and find out, hey, is this good for me? How many calories is in it? That sort of thing. And then you can also, it'll track and sync up with your, if you have an Apple Watch, it'll sync up with that and allow you to track your calories out. So any exercise that you do, it'll balance it out. Don't get too excited though, because a lot of people get those extra calories and they go and eat them right away. So that's just an example of what you can do. And then of course, each person is different, right? So you have to factor in your living environment, access to healthier food, getting enough exercise, allowing yourself enough rest and sleep and those sort of things as well. And then, food technology is driven by powders and lab meats and what's the next best thing, right? So companies like Beyond Meat are just the beginning of businesses engineering and eco-friendly and healthy food that's, hopefully to your liking. But there's always going to be those fast food restaurants and kind of fads that are going to go in there as well. So just making sure that we're figuring out the best possible solution to that. And then, for the next generation food, rather, it's already hitting the shelves. So if you go into like Whole Foods, which is now owned by Amazon, or if you go into some of these other kind of, I guess, departments within a grocery store, they have like a healthy section. And so you really have to read the labels and figure out, what's best for you. And then of course we have organic versus genetically modified versus, real fruit, all these things that, probably our parents or grandparents didn't have to deal with. But just kind of as we're increasing in population and people are living longer, just kind of finding out what's going on. I moved the camera there. So who has had Beyond Meat, right? So maybe you were at Starbucks recently and you had some Beyond Meat in a breakfast sandwich, or perhaps you've gone over to a barbecue over the holiday weekend and you were able to either try that sort of meat or, had a vegetable-based burger in the past, and like, what did you think of it, right? So next time you're at the store or the gym, whether or not you're doing like a pre-workout or maybe you're looking for just some sort of genetically engineered cookie with plant-based protein or something like this, chances are you'll be surprised to learn how much science and technology has actually influenced the food industry and that particular snack or meal that you're about to have. So thank you so much for tuning in today. Again, my name is Jeff Bodker. I'm with Opus Management, and we look forward to seeing you next week on Water Cooler Wednesday. Have a great week.